Good day, podcast world. This is Duck, and that is my partner over there, Star Rookies, and we are Fully Dressed Pod. It is April the 23rd, 12:20-ish, 12:30, something like that, here in beautiful Orlando, Florida. You see Mr. Rookies over there supporting his Bengals
draft
jersey.
day, baby. We traded away number 1 pick. We got
Number
Sexy
10.
Dexy.
Number 10, but it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. I at first I was just like, what are they doing?
Me
But
too.
then I looked at like all the people that were available, what was happening. And after reading about how they explained it, it's like this guy comes in ready. And anybody that we could have or wanted to choose would have taken a season or two to get to where he already is. So to us, it was worth taking a shot, even with the injury from last year, because nobody knew it was going to come in and be where he is right now. It was worth it. And I agree.
I was afraid he was going to come in with an attitude, wanting this big contract. And I thought to myself, they certainly talked to him before they made the trade. His best friend's BJ Hill, also on our defense. So actually, BJ was with him and flew to Cincinnati after the deal was announced to sign the contract. They're real good buds.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, they played together in college, and then he played with T. Higgins a year or two in college.
Clemson, yeah.
So
and also the day that he requested a trade, Orlando Brown Jr. apparently went to the ownership group and said, go get him. What you got to do, go get him. This is the guy we all want. Like, this is who we need. Go get him. Make it happen. Like, he was really pushing for it.
He signed the 1-year extension, only $26 million a year, which for his position, he could have demanded more from another team, and I think he would have going to a bad team. We've got him for 3 years. You get a rookie for 5. Like you said, you don't have to have that preparation time. Although I think there's a couple of those guys that are going to go in the top 10 that are ready to play, plug and play. You can put them in tomorrow. But
different positions than what he is.
This is there wasn't a defensive lineman we were going to get that was going to be comparable. I'm very, very pleased. I'm excited. The team seems to be all in, and I'm going to go put my $100 on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. I wish I'd done it last week before this trade, but
right, because now your odds are a little less. But
my odds are going to be
But I think that, and I don't know if it's true or not because you hear all the bullshit talk out there, but people are like, Cincinnati's worried that Joe's tired of losing and this could be his last hoorah in Cincinnati.
I'm not on that train.
He said many times this is where he wants to be, but if you say, okay, if you accept that and be like, okay, maybe it's real, or if it is real, then it appears that at least they're trying to do their part to make, okay, we're going after it.
We got spoiled going to the Super Bowl
year
and
2,
then the AFC Championship, and we had expectations. We've missed playoffs now for 2 years. We're making the playoffs this year.
We cannot afford
what we do
to
when we
start
get
slow.
There.
We can't afford to come out like we did the last. 2 years ago we had the Jamar Chase issue. Last year it was Trey Hendrickson, and you're like, can we just come into the season when everybody's here, everybody's ready, everybody's on the same page, and we're just going to go after it from day one, not week 9 where you got to win all of them, and then they do, but you're still one short. Nobody wanted to play us at the end of the season, but we didn't have enough to get into the playoffs. So
I think we're going to be okay. I think we're a playoff team for sure. And once you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. We've shown that, proved that. I think they're going to be ready. All right, 5 minutes of football is enough.
Yep.
I don't want to run off our non-sports fans, the two people that watch our show, but
it's growing and it's going to be
we'll build. I know it was 1 last month. We got 2 this month.
So that's 100% increase.
And we might have 4 now because Hicks and Rack and Louis, none of them could make it because we've switched around the times a little bit. We won't get into that.
Plus your hateful enemy, your arch nemesis.
Do you who's that? Oh, JJ?
Yeah, he's always going to be here only so he can be. What can he be mad about this week? What has one of us said that is out of line? Whatever. So yeah,
I can look at. He's so biased.
I look forward to his hate. It makes me feel so happy.
So biased. I'll put together for next week. I'll put together some stuff.
You could put a collage together of all of his rants and be like,
everything that comes up is anti-Trump. And I got that with another good friend of mine. She's all upset about this. I'm not going to name her, but I'll message her and tell her we talked about her a little bit. She's all upset about this charges they brought up against. I can't ever remember the acronym. Who was a Southern Poverty Law Center, and she said it's a bunch of crap, bad use of justice system, and I'm like, okay, let's just sit back and watch and wait it out. I've got a big dissertation on that.
See what happens.
But okay, I've got two topics, and we'll cover yours, of course. But I'm going to take over here a minute. I've got 2, and I was going to start with the Poverty Law Center thing, but we're not going to go there. I'm going to go with what everybody needs to do Saturday night. If you're busy, record it. You want to see what's happening Saturday night.
The UFC?
Nope, but I'm going to be watching it. But it's going to be on the secondary.
Then go. Let me know. I'm sure I know, but right now for some reason I can't pull it out.
White House Correspondents' Dinner. Do you know what's going on?
Nope. Let me know. Let us all know.
For the first time while he was president. Now we know that Trump attended the White House Correspondents' Dinner back during the Obama administration. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And Obama made his comments. He was giving some jabs, talking shit, and I'm okay with that. I didn't have a problem with it because Trump had put his birth certificate, all that shit out there. And then Obama did that one thing on Fallon or something. At least I'll go down as a former president. You don't remember that clip, but it was.
Yeah, but it was basically like it was supposed to be the White House Correspondents' Dinner, but it was basically a roast of Trump. Is what
normally what they do is they have a comedian come out and do roasting of people, and then the president gets up and he's able to roast back, and it's a fundraising event. I even wrote down what they fundraise for, but I can't remember what it was. Raises money for journalism scholarships, and I'm good with that. It's a great thing, and it's always funny. Remember when George Bush did it, and Bush had the guy that played him on Saturday Night Live there with him, and they did. It's always fun, and I always hated that Trump didn't go, but I understood why he didn't go. He's attending this year. 2 things. One, there is no comedian this time to do a roast. They're having a mentalist. So the mentalist is going to be doing this weird stuff, and it's going to be good. I'm going to enjoy that. But there's no comedian up there roasting on people, on Trump, on any. Trump gets to go up there and do the roast. Now, Laura Trump has said he's getting ready. Watch, be prepared. I think this is going to be classic. Now, did you see the handkerchiefs?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can pull this photo up this quick. StreamYard.
I knew that was happening, but I don't know why it's not been more prevalent, like out there. Even nobody's really talking about it. I don't know why.
Not like I expected them to. This is
a big deal normally, and you hear about it for weeks.
Who's that? Who's the goofball on CNN?
Which one? Tapper?
News broadcaster. He was Jake Tapper. He was on Kimmel the other night. Kimmel or the other loser.
They're all the same.
There's a bunch of them that are wearing these pocket handkerchiefs, and of course it was all set up. Hey, I see you have something sticking out of your pocket. Oh yeah, and he pulls it out and opens it up. And I took a picture of the screen. Is it up?
Mm-hmm.
So that is what they're going to all have in their pockets. I assume sometime they're going to hold it up. I don't know. They're going to make a
they're going to.
A big freaking deal about it. But Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of press or of the press. The press has got freedom of speech or of the press. The press has gotten away with murder, both sides, left and right. I watch a little bit of I watch Fox, I watch some CNN, MSNBC, and I also have been throwing in a little bit of the Newsmax. Oh my God. They're so hard right. Yeah.
Left.
No. Not then it's not Newsmax I'm talking about.
No, Newsmax is hard right.
Okay, that's their
MSNBC, MSN Cal, or whatever they are. Fucking
MS Now, yeah. They're all extreme left. I'm in the middle, always have been. It's fun to watch and see the opinions. I think the Fox News people are a little more professional, although they go off the rails a little bit.
They do. But still, comparatively speaking,
people like
more professional. Yeah.
Rachel Maddow and who's that lady that I try to watch every night? She is so abhorrent. I think everybody should watch that dinner. Now, I wrote down where it's going to be. It's going to be on, you can watch it on C-SPAN, where you can watch the entirety from the red carpet all the way through. So that's probably where I'm going to go. CNN, MSNBC, and News Nation are all going to cover it, but none of the major networks are carrying it, which is strange because
it's not strange because it's Trump.
Well,
so you're not giving him any minutes of free time to blast you.
Fair enough.
Do it. And Joy Reid was on Piers Morgan this week. I don't know if you saw that, where she was like, at least the Democrats are honest in what they're doing. And he even called her out, and he's like a left kind of guy. And he was like, oh, come on. The left doesn't play these games. She's like, at least you can rely upon what we say because we do it honestly. I was like,
yeah.
I need to record that because I will be at work, but I definitely want to see that because that's going to be like a humongous Comedy Central special. Like that's going to be for free. Yeah.
I think it's going to be classic Trump, and some people aren't going to like it because of that. But I think if people sit back, if people that were fans of The Apprentice that now hate Trump, because there's a lot of those, they loved his Apprentice show, but they hate him as president. If the people that like The Apprentice watch this, they're going to laugh. It's going to be funny.
Trump could come out and say, we're going to completely open all the borders. We're going to give free healthcare, housing, and weekly stipends to every immigrant that comes into the country illegally. We are going to give everybody a gold bar for their homes to spend as they choose. We're going to
get to the point.
Whatever. They would be like, how dare you? How dare you open the borders? How dare you do that? It doesn't matter what he does.
No,
it doesn't matter what he does. It's going to be wrong. So we can bitch about it all day, but
he's adding on a ballroom. I like that. He's adding on that Triumph Arch. I like that. And you can't spell triumph without Trump.
Triumph.
Triumph.
Okay, so I do have a question for you. It's kind of 3 parts, but like I have my opinion and what my thoughts are on it, but you're way more knowledgeable about this. You're former military and stuff, and you have a different opinion, but I want to know what your thoughts on this are. So I'll go through the questions and then you can answer them how you feel, just.
Okay.
So the issue with Iran has been going on now. This is the 8th week. I don't know if we're finishing up or going into the 8th week. But anyway, we're 8 weeks into it. And we have heard repeatedly that the Department of War have said we have decimated their military. Their Navy is gone. It's at the bottom of the sea. The Air Force is basically over. They're running out of missiles and drones. We are blockading
all their Navy. Yeah,
we're blockading the Strait of Hormuz. They're basically now like the Boy Scouts out there trying to be a military. And then we see.
I don't agree with that. The Boy Scouts trying to be the military. I'm just gonna throw that in there. They still have the IRGC. They still have the hardcore.
But isn't that the military? Isn't that part of the military? And this is
yes.
That's an honest question because I don't know that much about it. So that's part one. Is you see that they took 2, I'm gonna call them ships, container ships, cargo ships, and they fired upon something. I can't remember what it was, but I thought we decimated their military. So the part 2 of this is, at what point do we acknowledge that they have crossed the line? When you keep putting a line in the sand, you're like, you cross this line and we're going to bust your ass. And then they cross the line. So then you move back some and you cross a line, you make a line and say, if you cross this line, then it's really going to be down. But then they cross that line and we just keep going. We're going to give you 12 more days. Like, at what point do we just say they have crossed every line? They aren't going to stop. And then we just finally just end it. And then part 3 is, when do we get to the point where we just realize we aren't going to change them, the leadership of that country? We're not changing them. We're not changing their theories, their thought processes. We're not going to take that out like, oh, why? We see are the error of our ways. The only way to change that is to eliminate them. At what point do we just say, enough is enough? You've crossed every line. We're not changing your minds. The only way to do this is to eliminate.
Well, by eliminate, what do you mean? Now let's
kill them.
But kill who? See, because I believe, and a lot of this is going to be supposition. A lot of this is going to be just, what do you think? Because we don't know. They're at war. I don't call it a war. I call it more military action. We're not at war. We're not drafting people. We're not sending over brigade after brigade after brigade. So it's a different warfare than what we've been used to over our lifetime and then our grandparents' lifetime with World War II. I think you've got 20 to 30% maybe are hardliners in that country. And you can't go in and kill the 20 or 30%. What Trump has done, or what the United States of America has done, and we've done it alone because NATO isn't joining us. So I don't want to hear any of the whining from Greece or any of the others that got their ships taken. We have decimated their military force in their weaponry, in their missile launchers, in their that sort of thing. But we haven't, and we've killed a bunch of their leaders. But we haven't gone in and destroyed any of the infrastructure. Because if you destroy the infrastructure, then you really, really cripple a country for decades. If you have to rebuild power plants, water plants, sewage plants, if they have to rebuild that, it completely changes the heart of the Iranians. I like to call them Persians, that They want the freedom that they had in the 70s. They want the ability for freedom, and they don't have it right now. The women have to go in their hijab, have to cover their face, have to do. It's a different world. If you look back in the 70s and the way Iran existed, it was completely different from under this rule that they've had for 47 years. Now, we're not going to know descriptive details of intent and what the mode of operation is going to be, because if they tell us, then they're also telling the enemy, and you can't have that. So you've got to let it play out without having all these presumptions. I think when Trump says he's in talks, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in talks with the 70% that I'm talking about. I still think there's going to be an uprising in Iran by the people. I think we're going to support it, and I think they're going to win. I think we're going to eliminate this Muslim regime that's been in Iran for 47 years. I think, but that's going to take the people rising up, because we cannot send boots on the ground. We just can't. I'll be disappointed if we go in boots on the ground. We don't want that.
Do we arm them? Do we give them something to allow them the ability to rise up? Because if you're just saying, here's all of our people, then you have tanks and planes and armies with guns and weapons, and then you have people with shovels and rakes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do we give them something to help?
I think we probably are, but you got to make sure you're handing it off to the right group and not the wrong group. You've got the Houthis there they're pretty well armed. They're a solid for freedom, overthrowing the regime group of folks. We're just going to have to wait to see. We're going to have to wait to see if they want to, if the people really, you fight for freedom. In the Revolutionary War, we had a lot of men die. A lot of men died. They died for purpose, and they knew they were dying for purpose. They were a volunteer. There was some drafting going on, but they were saying, we're going to do this. This means pause it.
Continue.
Sorry about that little break. I got a big dog that has an issue. I'm not sure where I was at, but the bottom line is the people of Iran have to rise up. We can't do it for them. But we are absolutely going to make sure that Iran doesn't
just massacre the whole
building of a nuclear weapon. That was the whole point of this, and they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. IRGC can remain in command, but I don't think they will. But here's another caveat. I don't know what that was. Trump keeps talking about he's talking to people, he's talking to leaders, which leaders are these? Are these people that think they're still in command, or are these the people that Trump wants to rise up and take command of the country?
That was one of my questions. That was a follow-up to my first question. That was my next one, was going to be, who are they? Who are they? Because I read where the IRGC has now blocked the president of Iran from communicating with the now new elected supreme leader. He has no access to them. So he's basically like a figurehead, like a puppet.
And I think that's, we don't know. And all these people that are saying Trump's doing this, Trump's doing that, when they say Trump's doing this and that's could lead to this, they don't know what the hell he's doing. They don't have any clue. You have no idea what the negotiations are. So let's let it play out. Right. If they start losing a bunch of American soldiers, I'll jump on board with you guys. But until then, Iran needs to not have a nuclear weapon. We need peace in the Middle East, and it's getting done.
Yeah, Iran never needs to have one, because you know what will happen if there's one individual remaining with that mentality, and that's all that's remaining, whether it be a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, and he feels comfortable saying his thoughts to someone else, and then it becomes 2, which becomes 4, which becomes 8, and then 100, and then 5,000, and they're right back where they are right now. You know what I'm saying? So I am I feel like we're so blessed to be in this country. Thank God that idiot Harris did not get elected. And then we have somebody that's standing up for Americans and also for the people that cannot defend themselves. So people complain about it all they want to, and I really don't care. They have their opinions about it. But thank God you have a person that's in charge that will help defend those who cannot defend themselves. And I think that is critically important to the longevity and the safety of this country, let alone that country. Because what he's doing over there plays into this.
Iran's too far away; they're not going to attack us. The thought is that Iran would take over the Middle East, and when they take over the Middle East, then they eliminate the Jewish population. Then you've got an entire. Now that's not going to happen. Now we've already made deals with Saudi Arabia, UAE, many of those other countries in the Middle East. So Iran's not going to have that. So you've got to eliminate the nuclear weapon threat against those other Middle Eastern countries. They love us for what we've done. I don't care what you see in the news. Listen to those folks. You can follow them on X. You can see what they're posting. The governments in these other Middle Eastern countries, you can see that they praise Trump for what he's doing. Let's let him get it done.
And then, is it shocking to you whenever places like France, Spain, they're like, you can't use the bases to send your planes in, but Iran does not have capabilities to send a missile to us. They 100% have the ability to send a missile to France, to Dubai. So for those people to not want to defend that, you're basically putting your own people at risk. It's shocking to me that you would let that happen as a leader of your country.
Well, the world political scene is changing, and I think it's changing for the better. We haven't heard from Russia. We haven't heard much about the Russian-Ukrainian war.
Almost nothing.
When this thing is all done, the best thing that can happen is that the United States, Saudi Arabia, and Russia are the ones who control all the oil in the world. That cuts China off if we can bring Russia into the fold, and I think we can. They say he's a Putin puppet. That's bullshit. That's
Putin is going to die soon. You just need to
know. So is Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, we're changing the complexion of the powers in the world, and we need to make China not
stand down.
Applicable. Yeah.
Stand down.
And they will.
No, they will. They have to. You know that like Australia has 10 days of jet fuel left. They're going to have to cancel all flights to like out of their country or inside their country. They don't have jet fuel.
That's why Trump said, send your ships here.
Yeah. But right now they're on a brink of collapse. China is struggling. And you realize Iran is 2 days away from being at capacity in their storage of oil. So only because I didn't understand how it worked, but they're like, oh, if they stop producing it, then it's closed. I'm like, how's that work? Just restart. But apparently if you stop the oil from coming up, then the water starts flowing down, and it basically, that's now a closed well. And they're like, they're done. So they have 2 days left before their reserves are completely full. But they got nowhere else to put it. Like, he's brilliant.
Oh, it's gonna be interesting, and we just have to wait and see. I don't think anything's gonna happen Saturday night because the correspondence dinner, it's gonna be live.
Yeah. Okay, I have a couple other things. One more thing. I had a couple things, but this is the one I want to talk about the most. Ilhan Omar put out her financial statements, and it was $30 million. And
I think it was 8 or 9.
No, it was 30.
Okay.
It was 30 because her husband's mutual fund or whatever he has, plus the winery that they had. And they're like, oh, that was an accounting error. And they re-released it, and it was between 18,000 and 95,000. You're like, somebody made a $30 million error and did not notice it. So now they're asking questions, and the Republicans in her own state, they want her to come in. Let's ask. We have questions. We want to talk about it. We were subpoenaing you to come into this. You now need to come in and explain yourself. No show. She ignored it. She hasn't responded, and she did not show up for it. She's in trouble.
She will be audited by the IRS, and this is a legit IRS now.
Yeah, she's in trouble.
It's going to be fun. I agree.
She's in trouble.
I agree.
So that's really the last one I want to cover. I could talk about this Hassan Piker guy who's a dumbass, but anyway, do you have anything?
All right. Southern Poverty Law Center. They were established in 1971.
For what? What was that for?
Hold on. The SPLC is a catalyst for racial justice in the South and beyond, working in partnership with communities to dismantle white supremacy, strengthen intersectional movements, and advance the human rights of all people. Man, that sounds great.
That's awesome. That's a great organization. So they're not doing that anymore?
Sounds great. Well, it's kind of like okay. They want to eliminate racism. Now, we've talked about this personally a lot. I don't know how much we've talked about it publicly because it's very, very difficult for a couple of white guys to talk about racism and how prominent it is. I've known you we just talked about a little over 30 years. Neither one of us have ever made a racial comment, even slipping. It's just not in our vocabulary. It's not in our personality. It's not who we are. We don't see color. Oh, you have to see color. Well, yeah, I kind of noticed that your skin is a little darker than mine, but I don't judge you, grade you by that.
I don't treat you any differently because of that.
This organization started in 1971, but I remember watching television in the late 70s, early 80s, and we're watching things like name me some shows.
Sanford and Son, Archie Bunker.
Sanford and Son. Barney Miller had the Strong Black Investigator. You had you didn't see color.
You had Chico and the Man. You had Taxi. You had
forgot about that show. Yeah. Taxi. There's another.
Jeffersons.
The Jeffersons were great.
Sanford
they were Archie Bunker. Yeah. And then and then we were like, of course we're against racism. Of course we are. And now we're 45, 50 years later, and we're still fighting racism. And I don't know where the racism is. I don't see it. And apparently this SPLC didn't see the racism either.
Fighting racism.
They were for fighting racism.
Yeah.
But there wasn't any racism. So what have we found out these indictments cover? They were given money to groups like the KKK and other groups. And now we can only presume, so this is my presumption. So these folks would go in and antagonize. They were being paid to go do this at this thing and go do that at that thing and create conflict. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. But if I'm right, then you have to look at, remember when they were tearing down the Robert E. Lee statue?
Mm-hmm.
And
you had the statue and the other.
But there was a what was this?
Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia.
It was Charlottesville, and it was called something. See, I need to be better equipped. The Unite the Right rally. Well, the liberal side wanted to say to unite the right was a bunch of KKK and a bunch of white supremacists. I never believed that. I believed people were protecting, and the same thing with January 6th. You had a bunch of people there that were protesting, but you had a few that were antagonizing, trying to rile people up. I know that's going to get some comments if some of my liberal friends hear that. So this Unite the Right rally, I can only assume that this SPLC paid KKK people to integrate into this Unite the Right. Remember when they were carrying their torches
and campus, and they ran over that one person and killed her?
Yeah, there were people killed. It was a riot. It was absolutely ridiculous. But I don't know any of the people on the right that want to go out and fight. We'll defend, we don't fight. And if I'm going to watch that court proceeding very closely, because if they instigated physical altercations, and that's what they were doing, if they were paying this group to go protest that group,
to put this in a perspective, how I see it, and to look at it, I hate to say this, but to dumb it down, it's almost like we get all this money from the government to fight racism. We can't find racism, so we're going to give some of the money that the government gives to us to this hate group to start racism. So we can then have a reason to get more money from the government so we can fight the group that we just gave money to. That's what it seems like. It's like, well, I mean, it's out there. You have people that are like that no matter what. It's going to be that way until the end of the world. But it's nowhere near what it used to be. Like, I know a lot of different people. I don't know people that are racist. I just don't. If they are, I don't know about it. But they're like, we need a reason to survive, to keep going. So we'll just create something so we can keep getting our money in. And their job is to eliminate it. But
you're a little on the darker shade of the Caucasian spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
But I have never in my life been asked about, inquired with, recruited by the KKK.
Never.
Don't know anybody in the KKK.
Never.
Or that has openly said to me, and I'm pretty white living in Eastern Kentucky around a whole bunch of white people. We don't have meetings. If we had meetings, I'd know about it. I think somebody would eventually say, hey, rookies.
Or just, at least, hey, maybe he is. Let's talk to him.
Do you have a white sheet? Come on.
Yeah, people that recruit to come to church. Why would they recruit to come to that?
Ever have I asked, ever. So I don't know how prominent these people are or how secluded they are. This is crazy, man. What's that one group? The white men that Proud Boys.
That was led by
a black man. It just all falls apart when you see it. So now
and he's racist. Like, you're racist. Wait a minute.
I'm going to be real interested to see. It's an 11 count indictments, and the charges aren't like money laundering and stuff like that. But the facts that are going to come out to support the charges are what's going to
wait until the left goes crazy, because you're trying to eliminate something that helps the black people or the people of color. You know, same people that were all about USAID.
Racism. We all want to eliminate racism.
Yeah, but we also want to get our cut of the pie. So we're going to call you a racist. So because you're taking the money from it, like you're bleeding money because you're wasting it. Like, you want to be out of $38 trillion in debt? Stop pissing money down the drain for these stupid causes that are causing what we're trying to stop.
One good friend of mine was in private messages. She's and I won't name her, but she's She think this is another corrupt Trump DOJ going after of course they would have to pay people to go undercover and to protect themselves from the threats. And I'm like, you know what? This is a charity organization. They've got no business doing any kind of law enforcement, any kind of undercover work. This isn't.
Not to interrupt you, but do you see what you said there, though?
What?
A really good friend of mine said this, completely on the opposite spectrum of where you are and how you think and believe. And you still say she's a good friend of mine. But
and I respect the fact that she still, because I have several that don't anymore.
Exactly. That's where the divide comes from, is because you, like most of the people like you, like myself, we're open. We are the people of inclusion.
Shout out to you, V. I'm going to tell you about this and send you the link. And if you watch this far,
that's a big piece of it. Is we are willing to have an open vision of that, because we can really all exist in that world. We don't have to think exactly the same way. We just have to have the same goals. But when you said that's a good friend of mine, I'm like, they won't say that. Some of like an occasional will, but not really.
I think she would.
Right. I know too, obviously. But all right, we're going to wrap this up. And we're getting close to my go time. God, we could talk for hours, because we're so smart and we bring so much.
No, we aren't.
Ask me, I'll tell you. We are.
All right, everybody, let's not forget Correspondence Dinner tomorrow night. Watch it, record it, watch it.
I thought it was Saturday.
Or Saturday night, my mistake.
Okay.
And we should clarify that, because we never know when somebody's watching this.
Yeah, so, all right. Well, today is April 23rd, and this is episode 27. 2
CIA people dead in Mexico. We'll save that story for another time.
Yeah, we could talk about the unmanned group that they're putting together, the drones to attack that side. But anyway, that's the next.
Bernie hates billionaires, yet he endorsed Steyer, a billionaire, for California governor. The hypocrisy. Did we ever find the damn bat that started COVID? Of course not.
No, we didn't find it because they ate it.
I don't think. Oh, that's right. That's right. I don't think Trump is talking to the ones who they think are the leaders. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers it. But it's an interesting time to follow the news, and I'm very lucky to have the opportunity to do it. Go Bengals.
Who day? This is Fully Dressed a Pod. Again, I'm Duck. That's Rookies. Hopefully the next episode we'll have back Rack and Hicks and possibly Louie. We appreciate you watching. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and come and enjoy our knowledge and our wisdom. It's hilarious, but we appreciate it very much. Watch the show on Saturday, the Correspondence Dinner. Let us know what you think.
Why's your face way up in the camera?
I lean forward. I don't know why I do that, because I feel like you can hear me better even though the microphone's right here. But anyway, we're Fully Dressed a Pod. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends. We'll be back next week, and we hope to see you soon and often. God bless America. God bless our president. God bless each and every one of you. And peace out.